Welcome back to First Things First at Asante First Avenue. I'm Darren. I'm here with my colleague Jason, and we get a lot of common questions in the office, and we wanted to share some responses with you and some thoughts with you. Jason, one of the questions that comes up with some regularity is around the family cabin. And sometimes people will assume that passing their family cabin on to their children is as simple as leaving it to them in their will. Is it that simple?
I wish it was that simple, but unfortunately it's not. There's lots of issues around the family cabin, such as family dynamics and tax. But I think just for the sake of time, we'll talk about the one people are most interested in, which is the tax. And what a lot of people don't necessarily understand is that if the parent's principal residence is not the cabin, then there could be a potential tax liability when it's transferred to the kids.
It's a great point. So maybe if you could give us an example of the tax problem that could exist.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, let's take a hypothetical scenario here. Typical situation. Mom and dad bought a cabin years ago for, let's say, $100,000. Over the years, it's appreciated. Today, it's at $500,000. Mom and dad pass away. They've left it in the will to the kids. What they may not realize is that the difference between that $500,000 market value today and the $100,000 they bought it for is considered a capital gain. And in Canada, the way capital gains works is that a $400,000 capital gain means $200,000 is tax-free and $200,000 is taxable to the estate, which could result in a tax bill upwards of $95,000 to the estate.
Which would, I'm sure, show up as quite a surprise to people who weren't expecting it.
Oh, 100%. And, in extreme cases, people may even be forced to sell the cabin to generate cash to pay the tax bill.
So knowing that complexity and knowing those concerns, if you could give one piece of advice to cabin owners who are contemplating passing their family cabin on to their children, what would that one piece of advice be?
Great question. And I think it all comes down to communication. Communication with your kids. Let them know your intentions and find out what their intentions are. And secondly, with your advisor. Speak with your advisor. Find out if there is any potential tax liability and if there is any strategy you might consider to reduce or mitigate that tax bill.
Thanks, Jason. Really helpful information to a question that we commonly get. Folks, thanks for joining us. If this is a question that you're asking or a question that your family is thinking of, feel free to reach out to one of our advisory team. We're here to help. Again, thanks for joining us at First Things First at Asante First Avenue. We'll see you next time.